We're celebrating our 300th episode of Paper Napkin Wisdom with a special bonus. Go to papernapkinwisdom.com, scroll to the contact form at the bottom, and type the word book. We will send you 3 free ebooks: the Demand Blueprint, the Profit Blueprint for Mastering Cash Flow, and the Paper Napkin Wisdom Gratitude Ritual. That's a $25 value, all yours free. Just sign up at papernapkinwisdom.com.
Welcome to Paper Napkin Wisdom, where we share pearls of wisdom shared by some of the world's top entrepreneurs, leaders, and difference makers. Here's your host, Govindh Jayaraman.
Hi, I'm Govindh Jayaraman, and this is Paper Napkin Wisdom, episode 300. 300 episodes of capturing simple sketches that spark big shifts, and this is a huge one for me. We're going back and telling some origin story stuff in this episode. It's particularly special and important, and I want to share with you perhaps the most important lesson I've learned in the last decade. A lesson that I didn't just study, but one that I lived, stumbled through, and had to recenter on again and again. And here's the truth. We all have a mountain to climb, and the path isn't straight. It twists and it winds, and until you see it clearly, unless you realign daily, unless you act with everything you've got, we stay at the bottom, just staring up. And on today's napkin, you'll see 3 words: focus, align, act. Simple words, but when you hear the stories behind them, Athens, a breakfast with my wife and Sam Horn, years of detours and recentering, you'll feel just how powerful they are. And as you listen, I hope you notice something. What happens when you truly see your mountain clearly? What shifts when you recenter daily? And what might open up when you decide to go all in with your action? In this episode, you'll discover how this simple sketch can become the framework for a lifetime of progress. It certainly has been for me. Let's listen in. Hi, I'm Govindh Jayaraman, and this is Paper Napkin Wisdom, episode 300. So happy you're here. This is an Edge of the Napkin episode, and today I want to take some time to talk about something that has been very special to me. It's perhaps the single most important lesson I've learned over the last decade. It's the lesson I needed most. It's the lesson I've learned the hard way. I tend to learn things the hard way. And this story starts actually before this, but let's pick it up at around 2014. It's in Athens, Greece. And I was there for an entrepreneurs organization conference that I had helped to organize. I was delighted to be able to help put it all together. And one morning, and this is a particularly special conference because my incredible wife, Stacey, joined me internationally for the first time on this trip. And one beautiful morning, I sat down for breakfast with Stacey and another incredible human. Her name is Sam Horn. Now, some of you will remember Sam Horn. She was a guest way back in episode 6 of Paper Napkin Wisdom. And her napkin said, if you're not intriguing, you're out of sight, out of mind. Sam had co-founded the Maui Writers Conference. And in this conference, they gave authors the chance to pitch directly to publishers, producers, and filmmakers. Incredible opportunities. Eliminate all those middle steps and go right to the other side. And yet, most of them missed that shot. Not because they lacked value, but because it was a little bit of wah, 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 wah. They weren't compelling. They weren't intriguing. So, obviously, I was picking Sam's mind about my upcoming book. Paper Napkin Wisdom, 5-Step Plan to Life and Business Success, as it would turn out to be called, with the great Jack Daly as co-author. Now, in 2014, this was released in 2015. In 2014, it was still coming together. The draft was there. Most of the ideas there. The model was there. The 5 steps was there. The framework was there. And it was in refinement. I explained it all to Sam And Stacey, again, she'd heard it about 1,000 times. And I told them what I believed the overarching point was, or the repeating patterns all came down to. And Sam was pulling questions out of me, intrigued about everything that was happening and everything, all the various napkins and stories I was sharing with her. I shared with her that uncommon focus led to uncommon results. It became a mantra of mine at the time. That leaders need alignment of resources, of people, of energy around a vision. And that leaders must encourage transparency and consistent action. They need to go first, I would say. And Sam listened intently, leaning right in, grabbing every word out of me. But then, as I finished, she sort of leaned back. And then she said, "So you're saying focus, align, act. FAA. Her hands move just like that. FAA. From left to right." And it stuck. I ran with it. FAA made it into my book with Jack as a rallying cry. I had woven it into documents and coaching tools and coaching frameworks. I put it in everything I was doing. Focus, align, act. But back then, I didn't fully understand it. I really did I think I did though. I thought I nailed it. But really, that breakfast in Greece was just the beginning of my discovery. Over the years, through literally thousands of hours of coaching, leading, writing, failing, succeeding, reflecting, falling, getting back up, I came to see FAA differently. I had another mantra at the time that I've continued since that period of time, which was make it bad and make it better. That you have to make it, and then from that point, you can make it better. So I had made it bad. And only through practice, through failing, through relearning, was I slowly making it better over the decade. And now, 10 years later, I see it very clearly. FAA is not just a phrase. It's not just a framework. It's the cornerstone. It's the core operating system for leadership, for business, and for life. And it is beautifully simple. Another great mentor said to me that there are two types of simplicity: simplicity on this side of complexity and simplicity on the other side of complexity. Simplicity on this side of complexity was so easy that anybody could understand it. In fact, a 3-year-old could do it. 1 + 1 = 2. Simple 3 integer equation that everybody could understand and figure out with their fingers. Simplicity on the other side of the complexities still had 3 integers, E = mc², but it describes the universe. 3 powerful integers that mean different things. And people can talk about on napkins and blackboards and books and textbooks and theories and seminars for years and not still fully understand. But the notion is beautifully simple. And this is where we moved with FAA. Simplicity on the other side of complexity. And I'm going to loop this back in again, but it's powerful that this very week in episode 298, Juan D'Angulo shared his napkin about releasing the outcome. That wisdom deeply matters here, and you're going to see that theme continue because releasing the outcome is at the very heart of FAA, especially the act piece. And you're going to wonder why that might be the case. Too often, we take action while clinging to results. We let our expectations choke our energy. We get trapped in the story of what should have happened or what should happen. But true action, the kind that creates freedom and momentum, comes when we show up fully, all in, and just let go. And that's what Juan reminded us of this week. And that's exactly what FAA demands. Take the step today, release tomorrow. And it starts with focus. Focus is about knowing exactly what you want. Most people don't. Most people can tell you what they don't want. They don't want stress. They don't want pain. They don't want problems. They don't want excess weight. They don't want debt or money problems or problems in general. But ask them what they're moving toward. Silence. True focus means that you can step into your vision at any moment. You can see it with your eyes. You can hear it. You can smell it. You can taste it. You can feel it. You can live inside the vision before it happens. That's the clarity that's required. The ability to just tell the story of what you want anytime, anywhere. Blank sheet of paper and just write it out. No notes. No referring back to your vision that you wrote down, but just from memory. Write it out as if it were happening in front of you. When I first wrote about focus, I framed it as goals and objectives, or more aspirationally, the change you wanted to be in the world, and that wasn't wrong. But it wasn't enough. Now I know focus has to be beyond vivid. It has to be embodied, personal, alive. It's not just words. It's an image you can place yourself in, a movie that you can place yourself in mind, body, and soul, and you are in the scene. And that leads to align. Back then, I thought alignment was about organizing people and resources around the vision, reminding them of it maybe. And sure, that's important, but it's not the whole picture. Alignment is personal first. Imagine yourself, and actually, this came up. Interestingly, all these things came up in the last couple of weeks. This came up almost a week ago. I was in a call with a number of highly successful entrepreneurs, and they were talking about alignment as being this fixation on where you're going and reminded and constant and there and there and there. And that's not wrong, of course, but I had a slightly different take on alignment. I sometimes imagine alignment as if I were a vessel. I were a vessel crossing this vast body of water. And in this vast body of water, there's winds, crosswinds and headwinds and tailwinds and currents and tides and waves crashing into me from all over. It's all of us. All of those things are there pushing me off course. And alignment, therefore, is not a one-time setup. It's the daily ongoing act of reorienting myself towards my vision, making sure that it's clear enough in my mind. I know what I want clearly enough in my mind that I can reorientate myself in this changing set of tides directly in a straight line towards the other side. Think of it as a boat crossing, ever so slightly adjusting its way. Always focused on the vision, but constantly changing maybe the direction ever so slightly to get there. To do this, I need to be humble because I need to notice where I am. I can't just assume that I'm one step away from where I started yesterday. It requires humility, awareness. I have to be present, learning from the environment around me. It's about seeing ourselves exactly where we are in all our imperfection, in all our beauty, and adjusting accordingly. Alignment is dynamic. The world shifts under our feet every day. True alignment is the act of continually recentering, even as the terrain changes in mid-stride. And this is why it's really important to have a clean lens. Cleaning things is really important. I think about this as mental hygiene because we clean our teeth every day. We participate in physical hygiene every day. And we need to do the same thing for our minds. Our lens, our spiritual lens needs to be clear. Our mental lens needs to be clear. And here's what I've learned. This is where alignment and mental hygiene come in together. When we start our day with intention, when we ensure that we are thinking great thoughts, not necessarily reaching for our phone, but reaching for great thoughts. We're reading great thoughts. We're writing great thoughts. We're getting outside, breathing in the fresh air, letting the sun hit our skin and the backs of our eyes. And if we're practicing and feeling gratitude, giving ourselves the opportunity to recognize that today is a great day to make it a great day. Spending time in the mirror. And how many times have you done this recently? I know that I don't do it as often as I should, but looking myself directly in the mirror, spending time affirming who we are, that we are gigantic, perfect masses of awesome, unstoppable forces, someone who is loved and is loved. And if you can, move your body in the morning and activate all of that positive energy that you've created, you prime your vessel for the day. You started your engines. And that's alignment. That's how you prepare yourself to cross the winds and the tides and the changing terrain in your vessel, moving in the direction of what you want in the area of your focus. Then comes act, the step for that day. And if there's anything I got out of these three things right, it was act. I even created a number of different products and ideas around take action, and I had that right. You must act. You must take action every day. No days off. Success is never owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every day. And it's due with action. Yesterday doesn't matter anymore. Tomorrow doesn't matter yet. All that matters is today. I am here. I am now. I am. The energy is in the present. The step you take today is the only step that counts. And when the day ends, you release the outcome, just like Juan D'Angelo said. Release the outcome. And that's the other piece I've learned over the year, is that action is amplified when it's shared. Now, can't share it with people who aren't going to help you. They have to be actively engaged in helping you. But when you volunteer your transparency with a group of peers, people who are helping you, people who will bring you along, will actually be there for you, even just to listen to you is a help. Even just to say, I believe in you is a help. It might look a lot like accountability. And accountability, when it starts with transparency, multiplies action exponentially. Because when you open yourself up, when you say, here's what I'm committed to, and what do you think? I'm on my way. I'm making my step today. I'm clean. My lens is clean. I've done my stuff. I'm going there. I'm making it real. You're making it public. You make it matter. And that's why the best masterminds and forums and coaching groups can be so powerful. They help you show up consistently together. They help us all show up consistently together. Not long ago, I was talking about an old friend about long-term relationships, and we were talking about long-term marriages. He's been married to his wife for a long time, and Stacey and I have been together for a long time. I can't imagine my life without her. And I know he was saying similar things, and he said it's about give and take over the years. And I wondered about that. And we had a conversation. I said, I don't know if I believe that. I think every long-term relationship I have that has been successful has been about 100% zero. Life, love, business, spirit, they're all not about keeping score. They're about being all in, 100% in, with no expectation of return. And when I think of the hardest seasons in my life, the dark ones, the hopeless ones, the most challenging ones where I did not see a way out, I realized this. It was always somebody else's 100% zero that pulled me through. Someone who showed up fully, all in, acted with no conditions. And here's the truth. We are our best when we are for others what we need for ourselves. We are our best when we are for others what we need for ourselves. All in. I needed this lesson. And it's amazing for me that after all of this time, I've rediscovered it in so many new, wonderful, and beautiful, detailed ways. And here we are. Episode 300. A decade after that breakfast in Greece, thousands of hours into exploring, misunderstanding, and rediscovering. And what I know for sure is this. FAA, Focus, Align, Act, is not just a rallying cry. It isn't just a chapter in a book. It isn't just a fancy little catchphrase that I created with Sam's help, or Sam created and gifted to me. It's the core operating system. It's the simplest, most powerful way to lead. It's the simplest, most powerful way to love. It is the simplest, most powerful way to live. Focus on what you want. Align yourself again and again and again. Act every day, all in, and release the outcome. And that's how we create results that last. So thank you for being a part of the first 300 episodes of Paper Napkin Wisdom. Now let's see what we can do with the next 300. Make it a great day.